JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Chief Curry no longer listed as person of interest. Police have withdrawn a statement listing a Compound Maroon Chief Richard Curry as a person of interest following the alleged barricading of 7 Forestry Department workers in Quickstep, St. Elizabeth over the weekend. The police had said that Curry was being asked to turn up at the St. Elizabeth Divisional Headquarters in Black River by 10 a.m. on Monday. However, head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Communications Unit, Senior Superintendent of Police Stephanie Lindsay, confirmed that the listing of Curry as a person of interest in the incident has been withdrawn and he is no longer required to report to the cops. Meanwhile, the police have imposed a 48-hour curfew in Quickstep and its environs. The curfew includes the Pullet Hall Main Road and the forest reserves. The police said the security measure aims to ensure safety and the security of residents of the community, while the Jamaica Constabulary Force conducts investigations into the theft of government property, abduction, and obstruction of forest agents who are on duty in the area on the weekend. Residents are encouraged to remain calm, stay indoors, and cooperate with law enforcement and other authorities. Residents are encouraged to remain calm, stay indoors, and cooperate with law enforcement and other authorities. Double murder rocks Craigtown. 2 men were shot dead by gunmen at a bar and Union Street in Craigtown, Kingston on Sunday. One of the dead men has been identified as 64-year-old Carlisle Lyons, otherwise called Jungle Youth, a bar operator from the community. Up to this afternoon, the other man was unidentified. Police said he's known as Cow, of a dark complexion, medium built, about 5 feet 9 inches long, grey beard, black and grey hair on his head, oval-shaped face, and appeared to be in his late 50s or early 60s. He was clad in a white t-shirt, orange shorts, black underpants, and a grey merino. Reports are that around 1:50 p.m., both men were at the bar when they were pounced upon by men who opened gunfire, hitting them multiple times to the upper body. The gunmen allegedly made their escape on foot westerly along Madden Street. Lyons received multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and abdomen, while the unidentified male received gunshot wounds to the left and right side and both arms. The unidentified male was rushed to the Kingston Public Hospital by a passing motorist, while Lyons was rushed to the KPH by the police. Doctors pronounced both men dead on arrival. Toddler fatally shot in Spanish Town, father's licensed firearm seized. A homicide investigation has been launched by the Spanish Town Police into the death of a child in Ebony Vale, St. Catherine on Sunday. He has been identified as 3-year-old Roger Anthony Hines. It is reported that at about 1:30 p.m., the father of the deceased returned home from church and reportedly placed his licensed Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol under a couch inside the house. The businessman reportedly went outside to dispose of garbage in a truck which had arrived when he heard a loud explosion. He rushed back inside the house, where the child was observed in his mother's hands, bleeding from a wound to the head. The child was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he succumbed to injuries received. The Spanish Town Police have seized the weapon in question while the investigation continues. 2 men arrested, 2 guns seized in St. Catherine. The police reported that 2 men were arrested and 2 loaded guns seized after the vehicle they were traveling in crashed along the Lindsay bypass in St. Catherine while trying to elude cops. Reports are that at about 2 p.m. on Sunday, a police team assigned to the Public Safety and the Traffic Enforcement Branch signaled the driver of a Nissan AD motor car to stop. According to the police, the driver disobeyed and sped off. However, the motor vehicle later crashed along the roadway. The police team accosted the 2 occupants of the motor car and conducted a search in their presence. The police say 2 Taurus pistols with 2 magazines containing a total of 14 9mm cartridges were found. The men's identities are being withheld pending further investigation. Mentally ill Trelawney man found dead, suspect taken into custody. A man has been taken into custody following the discovery of the body of a 45-year-old mentally ill man in Albertown, Trelawney, on Sunday morning. The police said Winsell Facey of Dutchlin Trelawney was reported missing, and residents went in search of him and discovered his body in bushes. A St. Mary man who was on bail in relation to a murder charge has been taken into the custody of the Ulster Spring Police in relation to the murder of Facey. The police say a condition of the suspect's bail was that he should reside outside of his parish and he was therefore living in Dutch Hill. President of the Trelawney Lay Magistrates Association, Ken Grant, expressed shock at Face's death. "I'm shocked and saddened by the death of Winsey. He has never troubled anyone. For an animal to come and kill Winsey, it breaks my heart," Grant said. 2 security guards killed in St. Ann crash. 2 men died in a motor vehicle collision on the Discovery Bay Main Road in St. Ann on Sunday. The deceased have been identified as 21-year-old Ryan Kelman and the 20-year-old Damian Brown of Murray Mountain in the parish. They were security guards employed in a roundabout site in the parish. The crash occurred about 7:45 p.m. while both men were traveling on a motorcycle en route to work. It's reported that Kelman swerved to avoid a pothole and collided with a motor car in the opposite lane. Kelman was pronounced dead at the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital on Sunday evening, while Brown succumbed on Monday morning. The driver of the car, a retired police officer, was not injured. Second teen dies following St. Thomas crash. A second teenager has died following a motor vehicle crash on the weekend on the Dwayne Payne Main Road in St. Thomas. He has been identified as 16-year-old Damar Bantin of Dwayne Payne. Damar was a 4th form student of St. Thomas Technical High School. 16-year-old Abriana Rose, also of Dwayne Payne and a 4th form student at Happy Grove High School, died while undergoing treatment at hospital on Saturday. According to the police report, early Saturday morning, the teenagers were among 5 people aboard a Toyota Corolla station wagon traveling in a westerly direction along the Dwayne Payne Main Road. The driver reportedly lost control of the car and collided with an asphalt paving machine parked on the right side of the road. All 5 occupants were transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where the teenagers died. The St. Thomas police are continuing their investigations. The deaths of the students bring to 4 the number of road fatalities in the parish since Wednesday. 35 fleeing Haitians returned home via JDF Coast Guard. The 35 Haitians, who landed at Kensington near Manchonil in Portland early Sunday morning, spent less than 24 hours on the island. It is understood that after the Haitians were checked at the health facility in Port Antonio, they were sent back to their homeland via Jamaica Defense Force Coast Guard. On Sunday, it was reported that the group consisted of 29 males, 5 females, and 1 child. This follows 2 separate arrivals, also in Portland back in May. At that time, more than 16 Haitians were picked up in the Anchovy Gardens area of Port Antonio in a vehicle that reportedly developed mechanical problems. Forestry Department says lumber seized in Trelawney was being harvested illegally. The Forestry Department is defending itself against what it describes as the misleading and false narrative surrounding an incident in which its workers were impeded by residents as they sought to seize alleged illegally harvested lumber near Quickstep in Trelawney. In a media release on Sunday, the department said it disrupted the illegal logging operation in the Cockpit Country Protected Area on Friday. In a post on Instagram earlier, our Compound Maroon Chief Richard Curry had questioned why the department was moving the lumber, saying the continued exploitation of lumber from the community by the said entity, set to protect it under the government, the Forestry Department, caused major discomfort among the residents. However, the Forestry Department said on Friday, forest rangers identified an extensive illegal timber harvesting operation in the area and dispatched a team to seize the timber. The department said it was reported that approximately 7 a.m., a truck loaded with lumber was seen leaving the area before the team's arrival. It said more than 500 pieces of lumber were located at multiple points along the trails within the reserve. The team began retrieving the lumber, loading 150 pieces into the agency's truck. However, their exit was blocked as trees and boulders were used to obstruct the road. The team contacted the head office and a secondary team was dispatched along with the police. The Forestry Department said around 10 p.m., the secondary team, along with 8 police officers in 3 service vehicles, attempted to clear the blockage, but was met with resistance as stones were thrown at them from the surrounding hills. Both teams were forced to spend the night on site, awaiting further assistance. A Jamaica Defense Force team arrived approximately 5:30 a.m. on Saturday, providing the necessary support to retrieve the agency personnel, but the vehicles were left behind, pending additional state resources. The department said, with the combined efforts of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JDF, and the Jamaica Fire Brigade, all state officers and equipment were eventually retrieved. A convoy attempted to depart the area around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, again impeded in Quickstep Square by a group of some community residents. They reportedly attempted to illegally claim the seized lumber and obstruct the police. However, the superintendent on site successfully ensured the safe departure of the Forestry Department personnel, and the evidence, which the department says has been secured in Kingston for further investigation. Transport Authority Defense Operations in St. Thomas, despite complaints. Managing Director of the Transport Authority, Austin Smith, says the authority and the police have been acting within the law in the seizure of vehicles being used in connection with a business or trade without a commercial carrier's license. Smith was responding to complaints from some motorists in St. Thomas who had their vehicles confiscated during a 3-day operation last week. He said Section 98 of the Road Traffic Act states that any vehicle that is used in connection with a business or trade must have a carrier's license.
I can understand why, some persons out of St. Thomas may have had the concern because of the era where, owing to the road network, etc., that was under reconstruction, road operations of those type were somewhat absent from that particular space. We have done some work in the parish of St. Thomas over the past few months, and we would have had dialogue conversation with the taxi associations, the operators. We did our own intelligence-driven operations. We looked at the areas where persons were providing legal services, and we distributed flyers. We met with them, and we did ask them to regularize their services. Indeed, a number of them did. I think over 38 persons did join the band.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.